Hanahan, South Carolina is described to some as the forgotten city of Charleston. Odds are, if you visited Charleston, you've likely driven right past it without even knowing it was there. You more than likely won't end up here unless you're intentionally trying to go to Hanahan, and this is exactly why the people who live in Hanahan love to call the place their home. Hey, what's up y'all, it's Shawn, your Charleston realtor, and after watching this video, you're going to have a better understanding of Hanahan and why you might want to move here. So let's get started. Hanahan was established as a city back in 1972, making it a relative newcomer in the Charleston area, but homes here can easily date back as early as the 1940s. It's a perfect spot if you love a blend of rural and suburban lifestyle, but with big city access. It's located only 25 minutes north of downtown Charleston and 25 minutes east of Summerville. So even though living here feels similar to living in a small town, you're a really short drive away from everything the city has to offer. Because it's a smaller city, Hanahan doesn't have as many opportunities for shopping or dining as other cities in Charleston. Luckily, it's about 10 to 15 minutes away from Park Circle in North Charleston, which has become a hot spot over the past few years or so and has tons of restaurants and bars, which make up for this. With close proximity to major roads, it's easy to travel everywhere. As of the last census, the population here was nearly 21,000 people, with a median age of 35 and an average household income of $95,000. One of the top reasons people move to the city is that it's a great middle ground for commuters with that centralized location. Wherever you land a job, it's going to be a short commute. It doesn't matter if your job is in Moncks Corner or Summerville or downtown or even Mount Pleasant, thanks to the close proximity of I-26 and I-526. If you're in the military and PCSing here, this city is perfect because it's so close to the Air Force Base and the weapons station, so I would highly recommend looking for a home here. Hanahan is nestled right in between North Charleston and Goose Creek, which means you're just a short drive to Charleston International Airport and Boeing. So if you work at either of those places, Hanahan could be the perfect spot for you. Earlier, I touched on the fact that Hanahan has a more quiet feel to it, and that's because it's a short drive east of major highways. Nobody goes to Hanahan unless they're intentionally trying to go to Hanahan. Outside of one or two roads, it's more convenient to go around the city, not through it, so people don't come here unless they live or work here. It's tucked into its own little green space right next to the Goose Creek Reservoir, so this area doesn't have as much development as other parts of the Charleston Metro. It's a very beautiful spot with a lot of tall trees and open spaces that give it that small town feel. Many neighborhoods are built around these natural elements, so you can find homes with a little bit more privacy if that appeals to you. Hanahan feels a little bit more isolated than other cities, but this makes the community here tight-knit and hosts events such as farmers markets and movies in the park and exchange events and even a Christmas tree lighting in December. If you have kids, there are 3 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school that service Hanahan. Hanahan typically has above average school rankings for the Charleston Metro, so if you're curious about learning more about school rankings, definitely go to greatschools.org. That's my preferred spot to look at schools. Now that we know why Hanahan is a more quiet of a city, let's talk about the outdoor recreation and amenities. I just touched on the fact that the city is bordered by the Goose Creek Reservoir, and it's also got the Cooper River, so if you love being close to the water, this is a perfect spot. Ease of access to boating, fishing, and kayaking is another big reason why people love living here. If you like the challenge of catching big fish, then you can find the big blue and the flathead catfish in the Cooper River, as well as some sturgeon species. What's really cool about access to the Cooper River is that you can follow it all the way to Charleston Harbor and the Atlantic Ocean, so that makes it for a pretty fun day of boating. Hanahan also has an amphitheater park that's a popular spot for local events and concerts. It's another beautiful green area that has a lot of great walking trails and picnic areas. A newer residential area in Hanahan is Tanner Plantation, and this spot has several parks that offer playgrounds and open green spaces that people here love to go to. If you have a dog, there are also several dog parks in the area, which is another nice plus. Another popular amenity here is the Young Plantation Sports Complex that's 26 acres and it's leased to the YMCA. They offer youth sports leagues for soccer and flag football. Now, if you enjoy golf, there's a great golf course here called the Yeamans Hall Club that has some truly stunning views overlooking beautiful marshes. This course has been ranked in the top 100 courses in the United States in the past, but you do have to be a member to golf here. Now, this wouldn't be a living in Charleston suburbs video if we didn't talk about real estate. This is another big reason why people love to live in Hanahan. It has a more affordable housing market than areas closer to the peninsula and offers a diverse range of home options with everything from newer construction homes to historic homes and even homes with waterfront views. Now, before we get to it, I did want to mention that there are some apartments spread throughout Hanahan, blending in with single family homes in some older neighborhoods, and homeowners are actively fighting back against this. A hot topic right now is zoning for high density multifamily units, specifically in the northern northern and southern Hanahan areas. Drive through the city and you'll see sign after sign urging people to vote against new apartment units. There's also concerns about population growing too quickly and traffic infrastructure not being able to keep up. We will have to wait and see what happens with this, but I agree with homeowners, and I would like to see Hanahan continue to be an area in Charleston that has that quieter feel to it. Now, as far as real estate prices go, in August of 2024, for a single-family detached home, the median sales price was $406,000, and the average sales price was $489,000. For townhomes and condos, the median sales price was around $389,000, with the average sales price being around $359,000. While these prices are lower than a lot of the submarkets around Charleston, you can still find homes and townhomes for even lower prices, with some older ranch-style homes starting in the lower to mid 300s, and even some condos and townhomes in Hanahan in the lower to mid 200s. Now let's talk about popular neighborhoods. I think it's easiest to divide Hanahan into three parts: Southern Hanahan, Northern Hanahan, and Western Hanahan. Each area is different and comes with its own advantages and disadvantages. Starting in Southern Hanahan, this area is a little older. It has homes from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and even the 70s. There are some newer construction homes here, just not many. This part of Hanahan has one of two commercial areas in the city, where there's a few restaurants, a Piggly Wiggly grocery store, and some spots for shopping. Homes in Southern Hanahan tend to be the most affordable because they're older and smaller than other parts of the city. Another benefit to owning a home in the southern part is that it's pretty much already developed, so we could see higher home appreciation here in years to come. Now, if you're looking for a specific affordable neighborhood, I would look at Yeamans Park. Homes here tend to range between the high 200,000s all the way up to the mid 300,000s, though they can easily push the 400s depending on the size, condition, and location. Next, let's talk about Northern Hanahan. This area has really exploded over the last couple of years with newer homes that have been built in the last decade. So if you're looking for a modern, newer construction home, this is a great spot to look. This part of Hanahan has that other commercial district, but with slightly higher prices than the south. Tanner Plantation is in this part of Hanahan, and it's one of the most popular neighborhoods in all of Charleston. It's a master plan community with a mix of townhomes and single-family homes. Homes tend to be larger in Tanner Plantation, with most being at least 2,000 square feet, and the area has plenty of sidewalks and trails connecting the subsections together. Bowen Village is another newer area that has that trendy feel to it, since it's incredibly walkable, and there's a commercial center just a few minutes away, and that's a few minutes to walk. Lastly, let's talk about the western part of Hanahan. It's actually on the other side of the Goose Creek Reservoir, and this is somewhat synonymous to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan because it's not really attached to the rest of Hanahan in any useful fashion. In order to get to it, you'll need to cross either into North Charleston or Goose Creek. This area is similar to the south part because it features older homes, but it's different because of the home sizes. They mostly range between 2,500 and even 3,500 square feet, so these are just large homes. This was a higher end neighborhood back in the day, and it's kind of still that way. For popular neighborhoods here, I would look in Otranto and Eagle Landing. Both of these neighborhoods are older and more established that offer a variety of home options, from large historic homes to homes with beautiful marshfront views. Something to keep in mind is that the western part of Hanahan, you're right next to Rivers Avenue, which is great for commuting, but can also be a curse because of traffic and trains. Well, there you have it. These are my top reasons on why you should move to Hanahan. It's a beautiful city that's affordable with that isolated feel, but with modern amenities. There's so much to do here with amazing outdoor recreation activities and a diverse housing market. As always, I want to earn your business and be a resource for real estate here in Charleston. Don't hesitate to shoot me an email and give me a text. My contact information is always in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.